TJ
again. No,
Houshmandzadeh.
don't do that one again. No
Back with us. Time for our favorite segment, Antisocial.
Man.
Darnell Smith, what's popping?
What up, D?
What's going on? I'm feeling good. It's Monday. We're going to get straight to it, though. Start off with the NFL draft.
Yep.
Where Nick Bosa went number 2 overall to the 49ers and gained a lot of new fans over the weekend, including President Trump, who tweeted, "You'll be a great player for years to come. Maybe one of the best. Big talent. San Francisco will embrace you. But most importantly, always stay true to yourself. Make America great again." Twitter got upset that Trump shouted out the number 2 pick, Bosa, but not the number 1 overall pick, Kyler Murray. But don't forget, Bosa had already called Trump the GOAT on Twitter before. So are you guys surprised Trump congratulated Bosa but not Kyler?
No. Trump is very easy to read.
Right.
Whoever supports him, he supports.
I got love for those who love me. Simple as that. Kyler Murray, tweet you voted for Trump or you support Trump. Grandma always said you can't make sense out of nonsense. And these are the moments that make me just get farther away from Twitter. When they make that calculation, like, oh, why are you going to congratulate number 2? I'm like, did you know he actually is just returning the favor, returning the love?
All Nick Bosa has to say is one negative thing about Trump, and he'll be all over Twitter, dog cussing Nick Bosa.
Exactly.
Just dog cussing it.
Exactly.
No surprise at all, man.
Yeah.
Stop.
It's what it is.
Stop. Come on. Do better, Twitter.
All right, moving on to Miami's newest player, Josh Rosen, who still made time to show out at Larry Fitzgerald's celebrity softball game this weekend. Even after getting traded to the Dolphins, Rosen got a standing ovation and crushed a bunch of homers, and then posted a great video to his followers online. Check this out.
Cardinals fans, thank you so much for all of the continued support this past year. I know we didn't win as many games as we all would have hoped, but I had an unbelievable time in the desert. Kyler, one more thing. An awesome 2-bedroom in Old Town just came onto the market, so let me know if you're interested, and I think I can get you a pretty good deal.
I'm glad, Rosen handled this whole thing well, but do y'all think he got a raw deal?
Yeah, I do think he got a raw deal, but I think he made it a bit rawer. He came into the league with the wrong spirit, and I think that's probably why Arizona soured on him real quick. 9 mistakes made in front of me. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, man, earlier about Dwayne Haskins. When they go into the evaluation room and there are comps, and if you're close to someone on the field, then they start looking at everything else. And he just gave him ammunition off it. Yeah, he's got a raw deal. It's amazing in sports. You could be a late bloomer in high school, late bloomer in college. That pro level, boy, they don't give you
late bloomer.
No. Remember back when we got drafted, it was like, give them a year or 2, let them blow up. I had 0 sacks my first year. Well, I'm glad I went with the Cardinals. They would have get that boy up out of here. Man, give me some time to blow up. I'm going to get there. Crazy.
Hey, listen, as far as I was there, good for him. Did he get a raw deal? Yeah, I mean, he got a raw deal in that Arizona is a bad football team. I mean, they have a bunch of guys that were playing up front in front of him that retired, didn't tell anybody. Like, they literally, they were retired last year, didn't tell him. So, and Larry Fitzgerald's a GOAT. He's one of the greatest I've ever watched play. Like, when, at 15 years or whatever it was last year, when he is kind of your most dynamic movement guy, like, you got an issue. You got an issue as a football team. Yeah, I don't care who you are. You weren't having success behind that offense.
He got a raw deal, but he seems to be in a better situation in Miami. You're going to have better receivers, better skill guys. He seems to be in a better place, so good for him.
Yeah. I'm going to say this. Steve Wilkes got a much rawer deal.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
more
Man, that's what Arizona does, and they just raw deal everybody.
Wait.
All right, moving to a guy who should be Uncle Jimmy's big dummy of the weekend, LaShawn McCoy, who thought it'd be a smart decision to give out arguably the biggest movie spoiler of all time. For those of you who haven't seen the new Avengers yet, I'm not going to ruin it for you like Shay did for me. But Twitter obviously wasn't happy, making all kinds of gifts in response to his tweet. I personally want an apology from McCoy here, but do y'all think spoilers on social media are fair game? Come on,
I don't have a problem with spoilers on social media, man.
On the day
I don't have a problem with it. If you don't want to see it, don't look. Get off Twitter.
Reach. I am with Whitlock. I'm going to see it tomorrow. Even if you didn't black out that, I was like, all right, that's on me, because I should have saw it earlier, damn it. And it's crazy. The reason why I don't have a problem with spoilers is because it's impossible to police them. When should you say it's okay to watch it or it's okay to spoil it? A week out there, 2 weeks? Like, somebody else is going to sit there and say, man, I ain't seen it yet. Give me a couple weeks. So
there should be, though. There should be. Like, we should have a standard, right?
Right.
It's like, how much longer are you going to say Happy New Year? Like, some people in March will tell you Happy New Year. Like, dude, that was like, Come on, there's got to be a statute of limitations. Like, you got to give him at least like a week before you start spoiling
It was the
things.
day of.
So, Darnell, that's what we're going to do then. You got to put it out there, at least a 48-hour buffer then.
48 hours.
48-hour buffer.
And I'm good.
That still ain't enough time.
48 hours? Because you're going to see it tomorrow.
It's sold out for a week. How you even going to get
You
it?
Marcellus.
I mean, that you better recognize. You that dude. You better recognize.
There you go.
But you know what, Mark? I'd rather people say Happy New Year in March than this new thing that everybody walks up to you. Happy Monday. Oh, my God. Happy Tuesday. Like, every day is a happy day. What happened to just hello? Why do you got to make every day happy day? I hate them people. I'll be cursing you out in my head. I'm telling y'all when y'all say Happy Monday. For real.
All right.
Nah, man, I'm good.
Time now for Darnell's question of the day. Darnell, take it away.
Every day.
It's Darnell.
That's my guy. My guy.
My question of the day. All right, guys. In addition to Avengers, everyone is talking about last night's Game of Thrones, including Christian McCaffrey.
I'm sorry.
Oh, like that?
Christian McCaffrey called it the greatest TV episode of all time, period. And it got me wondering, what's your favorite TV show of all time?
Whitlock. It ain't Game of Thrones for Whitlock.
I know what Whitlock going to
What
say.
are you going to say?
It's The Wire.
Wire.
I
knew it.
That's
Look at
the
him.
greatest show of all time.
Yep.
I would put The Shield and The Sopranos very close number 2.
You got a type, too. Look at you. You like them cops. They gritty and gangsters. Mine, different strokes. No lie. Just
What you talking about, Marcelo?
What you talking about? Man, that Abraham, little fish, all that. Really, it was just the fact that they were from the hood, had the issues we know, they got adopted, and they just saw so much more of the world, but they kept themselves and grounded, and they kept the family intact. It just did a lot for me, man, especially when I was growing up in the hood. I was like, I got to get me one of them staircases in my kitchen, too. Man, different strokes did it for me.
For me, it was Martin. Just laughing. You anytime you're not feeling good, you turn on some Martin and damn, Gina. you always gonna get a laugh. So for me, it was Martin.
You know what? As an adult, I've never really been a TV guy. I was always watching stuff with the kids, you know? So I've never been like a TV guy. I remembered in my childhood some shows I really liked. This is gonna go way back. Wild Wild West.
Loved it.
With Jim West, you know?
Yeah.
And then I also loved, do you remember a show called The Night Stalker?
Yeah, I remember that.
I loved The Night Stalker when I was a kid, but I'm not a real big TV guy.
All right, guys, so I want to follow up on that and say, what's the most overrated show of all time?
Game of Thrones. I have not watched one, and I'm not giving it to y'all. Dragons.
You haven't watched.
Bam.
How about a show?
I've never seen Game
How about
of
a
Thrones
show?
either.
Okay, how about a show that you've heard a lot of hype about, tried to watch, and then was like, oh, I don't feel this.
Breaking Bad. I saw that first episode in the desert. I said, what are we doing here? Threw that DVD set out.
I'm gonna go way back because my mama used to watch and MASH.
Oh, yeah, that
Dude,
is
I
the worst.
could not watch MASH. Just the lead up to it and the music and the murmur. Yeah, I'm like, what is this?
Early episodes of MASH.
Yeah, I haven't watched any Game of Thrones either. I always tell my guys in my radio show, I'm always like, OMGGOT. Do you believe what I go, you guys realize this ain't real, right? Dragons and the Winter Warlock and whatever else. Like,
I'm going to tell you the show that the show Lost. Got all this hype.
Never watched it.
Some girl talked me into watching. I watched 17 episodes trying to figure it out.
You're trying to figure her out. Yeah. 17 episodes.
All 17 episodes.
Usually that's called marriage. That's what that.
Who is she?
All 17 episodes.
You strong. You strong.
How you make 17 episodes if you ain't like...
How could everybody be wrong?
He wanted to have something to talk about.
Yeah, unfinished business, y'all. He like, come on, girl. One more episode. One more date.
Coming up. Celtics embarrassed the Bucks in Game 1, and now Paul Pierce says the series is over. We'll tell you if we agree. Next.